Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It is finally Friday, of course. Scott Ingen with you, Lisa Bedell, Storm Tracker meteorologist Lydia Bloom as well. We're going to dive into the weather in just a moment here, but first I want to let you know, make sure you can always watch this on your Facebook feed in the mornings between 8 and 8:30, 9 o'clock. Find us here. We do this every morning. Also, you can find us on our YouTube channel for Inforum, and also you can find us on inforum.com/podcast. Just look for that Inforum Minute.
Big weather headlines today. We got more snow overnight, but you've already shifted your focus to something else.
I know. Yeah, it's like, oh, half-inch last night. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Roads are in kind of tough shape in spots this morning, so do, of course, take it slow. There are a few peaks of sun out there already, so that's helping to improve some of those road conditions. Today's our break. We're going to have a light wind, mostly cloudy sky, a few flurries, but, of course, the attention turns to the bigger snow that's headed our way overnight tonight. And I mean, first thing tomorrow morning, it's going to be snowing heavily, and there will be strong winds. So right away, we're looking at heavy snow, and so those roads will get snow covered, and then the wind gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour will lead to the blowing snow and the drifting snow that we know all too well, of course. So this system is a little different than the ones that we have seen earlier this week, because you're probably thinking, oh, it'll be another 2 to 4 inches, just like every other one this week. This time it's coming in with a warm front, which gives it a little more oomph and energy, and so we are expecting that heavier snow where it comes down in bands and it comes down quickly. You get a lot in a short amount of time. Plus this one has the wind, so that is kind of the difference. So don't just be the brave soul and think it's just going to be another 2 inches, because this one does hit a little differently. There will be a little bit of a break by Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, especially for areas south. That's what we call a dry slot working its way in, but that doesn't mean all clear, good to go. We'll get hit with the back side of the system late Saturday night into Sunday with a little more snow, and then the wind changes direction around to the northwest, gusting 40 to 45. There is a blizzard warning already in effect out west. Blizzard specifically goes with visibility and strong winds. It does not mean like, oh, you're getting a ton of snow. That's what winter storm warnings are for. But when we're specifically looking at really bad visibility and strong winds, that's when you get the blizzard warning. We're still under a watch for Fargo and Grand Forks that will get upgraded to some sort of a warning later today, whether it's a winter storm warning or a blizzard warning. So be tuned or be on the lookout for an update with that later today. It looks tricky. Weekend travel is going to turn dangerous, so take it safe, maybe hunker down. I'm going to watch Class A basketball all weekend. So, that's kind of the scoop. But things look quieter on Monday, sunny sky, a little colder, temps in the teens, but enough to melt away some of the snow at least.
Okay, quieter next week.
Yes,
This
a sigh
week
of
has been
relief.
a lot.
Yes.
It has. All right. Travel plans going to be impacted this weekend for sure. I know I had some friends who were supposed to come to town. Not coming anymore.
I know. We were going to go pick up our beef at home this weekend, and we're like, it's not worth it. So just stay and put.
All right. Thanks, Lydia.
Yes.
Appreciate it. All right. We do have breaking news this morning. Lisa, you have the latest on that.
We're getting some new details on a story that we broke for you on First News this morning. We're now learning that one man is dead, one man is in jail, but the new details are coming from Moorhead Police as to when they arrived at the apartment. Police were initially called to the home in the 3300 block of 12th Street South on a possible disturbance call. That was last night. When officers arrived, they're now telling us that they were met at the door by a man who they shortly after identified as the suspect. While talking to that man in the hallway, police say he became uncooperative and he actually had to be tased by officers and then taken into custody. He's in the Clay County Jail right now. That man is 25-year-old Douglas Swenson II. He is from Moorhead. Once inside the apartment, officers say that's when they located a man who was dead inside. The victim's body is being taken to the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's Office for an autopsy. Police right now are telling us they're not looking for anyone else. They don't have any other suspects. They do believe this is an isolated incident and that there's no threat to the public. And Matt Henson was on this story for us since last night, throughout the morning, live reports. And when he was there, we did see the BCA arrive on scene, so we know the the Minnesota Bureau of Apprehension is assisting Moorhead Police in this investigation. So very active scene still over there. We're going to continue tracking this breaking story for you throughout the day. Matt Henson is working his contacts right now to get more details on what exactly happened, because we're working to learn who the victim is, how the victim was killed. We haven't heard anything about,
Who that is.
So.
Yeah, and shout out to Matt, because he's been literally working all night long on this story.
Absolutely.
And he's got the latest. So props to him. We'll get that to you when we know any more information as well. All right now we are also working to learn the condition of a 2-year-old child who was hospitalized because of a suspected drug overdose. It happened in East Grand Forks. The boy's father, now in jail this morning. Police say they expect to see results from doctors and lab tests by this morning on what exactly the child may have ingested. Now, going back to what happened, Police Chief Mike Headland tells WDAY that they got a call to the home about 10:30 yesterday morning for a report of a child that was choking. They say that toddler was then taken to Altru Hospital. In addition to the father, a 24-year-old woman who is not the boy's mother was also arrested.
Okay. Another story that we're tracking for you, and Lydia just mentioned the roads as well. We got that, fresh snow, roads not ideal. We've been updating you on road conditions. Well, this is interesting. Luckily, and almost amazingly, no one was hurt, no serious injuries after a crash that involved a North Dakota State Patrol car. That squad was actually blocking a lane of traffic near the Argusville exit on the interstate on I-29 when two cars driving side by side failed to yield to the patrol car. The car that was driving in the same lane that was blocked off tried braking but lost control because the roads were snow covered and icy, and actually smashed into that patrol car. A ton of damage. We were looking at that picture this morning. And then two more crashes happened at that same location after the patrol car was hit. 4 more cars spun out and went into the ditch, and that was while that squad car that was hit was being towed away.
Yeah,
so just a mess.
Crazy scene. Thank goodness nobody was hurt in that as far as we've heard so far. All right, St. Patrick's Day parade is supposed to be tomorrow. Now the holiday isn't until next Friday, but of course you always kind of celebrate the holiday before the holiday. So there's a plan to have a parade tomorrow morning in Fargo Moorhead downtown area. That's supposed to begin at 11 o'clock tomorrow, but of course we have been talking all about this weather. So keep your eyes peeled on First News tomorrow morning, as well as online to see if anything gets changed with this. But for the time being, the Fargo PD is reminding people about parking ahead of this event. From 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock tomorrow morning, there will be no parking allowed on the parade route, which runs on NP Avenue from the Red River to Broadway, and then on Broadway from NP Avenue to 4th Avenue North. So if it does go off like planned, don't park in the parade route.
Which, and some years it is snowing and cold, so we know that that's how it is here. But, we looked at some video from last year and it was
much nicer.
Much nicer. No large snow piles, and some people were even wearing t-shirts. But if it does happen, of course, you have to bundle up for sure. We're not the only ones dealing with crazy weather. An emergency has been declared in parts of California as people are bracing for another major storm there. Very weird weather for them out there. Heavy rain, high winds hammered California's central coast overnight, causing mudslides and road closures. Up to 8 more feet of snow could fall in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Of course, we're talking about the mountains. That's why they're getting even more snow, where homes and businesses are already buried. The California National Guard and CAL FIRE have been airdropping hay. We did see some video of that to cattle who are stranded and stuck with all this crazy weather as well. We know people are rushing to clear their roofs before the storm adds even more weight. Of course, we know how they can collapse under that. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Office also is now saying at least 13 people have died since that first storm. And in Utah, at least 1 person was killed and another injured in an avalanche that happened yesterday. So a huge weather story happening on the West Coast.
And speaking of the weather, we did do an extensive look at the road maps all throughout the morning. Most of the state of North Dakota, at least the eastern portion, is under some type of travel alert this morning. I don't believe the immediate Fargo Moorhead area is under that travel alert, but certainly the roads, like we talking about, not great. So if you want to check those maps before you head out for any of your Friday or weekend plans, that's definitely going to be a good idea going forward. All right. Of course, we have North Dakota State basketball coverage continuing today. WDAY is broadcasting both the girls and boys Class A basketball across our stations. Consolation rounds will be on WDAY Plus starting at noon, and then the semifinals are on at 1 o'clock on our regular WDAY channel. And then tomorrow, WDAY will be airing both the championships on WDAY and WDAY Plus. Girls game, 6 o'clock, boys game, 8 o'clock on Saturday night, and you can bet Dom's going to be talking about that today.
Oh, absolutely. And I got nothing done yesterday because I started watching the Cheyenne Mustangs were playing at 1 o'clock and in the afternoon. Incredible basketball. And our crew is just doing an incredible job. Dom Izzo and Lynette Mund, and of course, Logan Campbell is also out there kind of doing the sideline reports. So some great basketball happening right now on all of our platforms. And it's going to be a great weekend just to stay home, stay on your own couch and watch some basketball on WDAY. And of course, that's all Dom is thinking about. So you can tune in to Hot Mic on WDAY Extra before all the games, 9 to 11 this morning. Also, you can find that on Inforum.com. And we have a new deal to tell you about this morning. Now through March 17th, you can get 6 months of unlimited access to Inforum.com for just $2.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
6 months. It's a limited time offer. We don't know how long this one's going to last. Just go to inform.com/subscribe to check out that deal.
All right, and remember, you can join us again this morning at 11. We have you covered this afternoon as well. 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. We have that ongoing breaking news story out of Moorhead. Of course, the weather we're watching, so make sure to stick with us all throughout the day.
Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye.